Hello, good evening, everyone. As you know, we are running this program, especially the animal behavior, for a while, and this is one of such talk which is on the animal behavior and how to assess or analyze the animal behavior. And today, the topic will be on the new frontiers in aquatic animal behavior, how we use the traditional as well as machine learning approaches to study the animal behavior, and we focus only on the aquatic animals. Okay, so let's move to the session. Maybe some of you already attended our last sessions in which we discussed the importance of animal behavior study, focus on the aquatic animal, and why this aquatic animal behavior or the animal behavior studies is important. Because as you know, understanding a organism's behavior is make easy for us to maintain that organism much easier, and that's why here we in aquatic ecosystems we are studying it. And first one is the importance of fishes sustainability, and we can improve the fish catch by studying this aquatic animal behavior, especially its migration patterns and all. And also we can maintain the database of the migrations and all. Then we can reduces the overfishing for maintaining a sustainable fish catch. And also from using this, we will understand the predator prey relationship, and also reproductions behavior and the nutrition cycle within the ecosystems. And all this study of the animal behavior will help us to understand how the ecosystems function as a whole, and that will help us to maintain an ecosystem balance and avoid the human animal conflict. So the second one, we will under second role, second's importance of aquatic animal behavior is to understand how these animals responds to the environmental stresses. As you know, there are a lot of environmental stresses in both aquatic as well as in the terrestrial ecosystem, and that is triggered mainly due to the climate change and the temperature rise, the pH rise, the salinity fluctuations, and all those is environmental stresses or environmental or abiotic stresses will alter the behavior. So we can study the animal behavior, and we can understand from the animal whether the environment is changed, as well as we can study this species is changed due to the external pressures like the temperature, salinity, and other external effects. So this studies helps animal behavior studies help us for making conservation policies. And if we want to conserve a particular kind of organism, then we need to do a deep study on that particular organism. For example, if you want to conserve a fish species, now we if we know their ecology, it is the best. Normally people are studying about its ecology and where they live and what trigger them to reducing in their population and all. But along with that, its personality traits or its personal behavior will give a input to the scientific communities on how to maintain and how to increases their populations if they are declining. Okay, how to increase the population. So the behaviors includes its reproductive behavior, its mating behavior, its feeding behavior, and also cannibalistic behavior. And my research is mainly focused on the cannibalistic behavior of the organism. And the cannibalism maybe we discussed in the last sessions, and it is nothing but the predation between the same cohort, and that is the cannibalisms. And that's also triggered by some of the environmental pressures as well as ecological pressures that is faced by the animal. And in today's sessions, we will cover what are the traditional methods that we are using to study the animal behavior, as well as the modern the machine learning techniques that we using for the animal behavior study. And traditionally, maybe from the late 80s, we are using the traditional methods. And after 2000s, the technologies are well advanced. And we start to use the modern technologies. And nowadays, we are using artificial intelligence, the AI, to study the behavior of the animal. So this sessions will cover some of the tracking softwares that we are using to study the animal behavior from the wild as well as in situ, and we will showcase some of the case studies approaches that is applied or already doing on it, and we will also discuss the future directions and also challenges that facing by the animal behavior study. So some of the traditional methods of animal behavior is includes the visual observation. And normally from the earlier time period, what scientists did is they go to the nature and then they will collect the data they observe. They observe through the they observed from their own eye and their visual observations, and they recorded it in the paper, or maybe they will record in the chart to understand how the animal behaves. And in this one, normally they will be in their natural environment of the organisms, and we will get the accurate results. But it have some disadvantages, like sometime a human error will be there while observing the data. So for an example, if one man observes the behavior of an animal, that will be quite different from the other one due to some of the human error. And also these kind of observations have a limitations, as we cannot observe that for a long period of time. If we want to have a data of 24 hours or maybe a entire 1 week, then it is quite difficult, because a human being cannot stand there and observe whole the activity of an organism for that long period of time. And another visual observations can be done in the laboratory, so it will not be in that animal's natural space, and that study might have some of the limitations, even though we are replicating the animal's ecosystem. Okay, in my study, what we are doing is we collected the animal from the hydrothermal vent ecosystem, and the vent ecosystem is very toxic and a sulfur emitting ecosystems, and we are doing that research in the laboratory. We cannot 100% replicate that ecosystems in the lab, so we have some limitations when we study the animal behavior there. But if we implement some camera in the hydrothermal vent ecosystem, or the in situ, or the place where our animal or our targeted animal is there, then it have more advantages over the laboratory experiments. And in earlier days, they used the ethnograms as well as the time activity budgets. And in the ethnograms, they will have a detailed catalog of what are the things we need to observe in animal action. And it will includes the movement, and maybe the movement towards its feed, or movement towards its mate, or sometimes its activity, overall activity, and all those things will be recorded in a chart. And that is what we use the ethnograms. And also time activity budgets will be there, and in which we will record how long the animal spend in particular activity or particular behavior. For feeding, how much time it take to reach that particular place, or how much they can move to find its feed or find its mate and all. And another in field methods, if the animals is not living in the coastline ecosystems, or if it is not living in the pond, then sometimes we need to dive in the deep sea to study it. And in our study, what we do, we will dive to deep sea, and it is not the deep, actually it is shallow hydrothermal vent area of 20 meters depth. And then we will collect the sample from there, and these samples sometimes we will take to the laboratory, and then we will do the experiments according to the protocol that we have. And some of our fellow lab mates, they install the camera in the hydrothermal vent area, and then they observe, its movement. They will deploy the camera and then they will leave, and after 1 or 2 weeks they will go back again just and take the camera back along with the data sets, and then we will observe either by the eye or by using the modern technologies. Okay, earlier they were like, whenever my professor was doing the visual and the data analysis, at that time he used to dive and he get all the data out of the vent area, and then he studied that by his naked eye. So they will observe the movement of the animal and all, and they were doing it from last 30 years, maybe not for the vent crab but other animals in the vent ecosystem. So in the laboratory experiment we can make the adjustments according to our needs. If we want to study the animal behavior, how the temperature fluctuations is affecting the behavior of the animal, then we can set up our temperatures according to that. So we can have the different controls. For example, the temperature from 10 to 10 or maybe 15 to 35 very level, like 15, 20, 25, 30. Maybe you can take the three different levels and see how they are behave differently at this different temperature levels, and also at the salinity too. You can do that with salinity, or maybe the how the pH fluctuations is affecting the animal behavior. But the limitations of the laboratory or control tank experiment is we cannot, or we never can replicate the exact environment of the animal. But if you study some ornamental fishes, then it is okay. And the animal behavior study is not limited to the wild animals, but also to some of the ornamental fishes or some other uh, fish categories that we can use. And one of my friend currently is working on the animal behavior of the black molly, as well as zebra fish. Okay, those fish, how they behave differently in the laboratory. So the deployment of the camera is very important in case of laboratory experiments. We can either place the camera on the top of the aquarium, and also we can place at the vertically also we can place, because both of them are very important in case of the fish experiment or fish experiments. And the advantage of this kind of animal experiment is which is very cheap, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. The You just need the mobile camera at some point. If you are not studying the night time, then you just need the mobile camera to capture. And if you have the knowledge of this kind of these kinds of technologies, like the modern technologies, if you have the video records, and then just do that with some open softwares and analyze the data and publish it, it's very easy. And it will not have to spend a lot of money on it, because sometimes people are working on the pollutions effect, like microplastics. Then you have to do the FTAR, then you have to go to the SEM ETX, or maybe Raman spectro. Then that's quite expensive, especially the chemicals and all. Here it is very easy, and maybe very feasible for the new beginners who want to work on this one. And we are also providing some internships and the things for the animal behavior with the video records. Okay. And one of my friend from my colleague, he is working on the plastic pollutions of the crab. And with the same experiments, we took the videos to see how the plastic intake is affecting its behavior. So the feeding experiments can also be done using the traditional methods as well as the modern techniques. And we cannot avoid the traditional method completely. We will use some of the traditional methods and integrate with the modern technologies to get a better results. So some of the common traditional sampling techniques are the focal animal sampling, as well as a scan sampling, and then manual video annotations and score sheeting. So here, in a focal animal sampling, we will have one selected individual, and that will be observed for a particular period of time, and we will take the note on its behavior. And this can be done in both aquatic as well as in the terrestrial ecosystem. And right now in Kolkata, there is one conference is going on. It is exclusively on the animal behavior, and World Ethological Society and International Society for Ethologists are organizing it. So in there, you can see a lot of terrestrial ecosystems and terrestrial animal behavior talks and presentations in that conference, especially the primates one. So scan sampling is another sampling techniques, and in which we will take the videos or the records of the animal behavior at a regular interval. And also it will be a short period of time, like we will record maybe for 1 hour or maybe for 30 minutes. And it will not be, actually it will not be focused on a particular animal. It will be focusing on a ecosystem base, like a group of individuals. So we can understand how the hunting behavior of the animals and all. So after we have all this video, what we need to do, we need to analyze this video. That is the hardest part in the animal behavior studies, and it was very hard earlier, and it bring a lot of error in the late 2000s, because we have to do that everything manually, and we should not miss any single frames of the video. If we miss a single frame, maybe sometimes something will happen in between. So the in the traditional way, we will do that by hand or in person or manually analyze the videos. So in that traditional methods, we will have one human observer, as I mentioned. If I am the researcher or I'm the one who is doing the experiments on the animal behavior, I will just go and directly visualize what is happening there, and I will do the real time observations of behavior data, and I will collect it and I will store it properly. So basic underwater cameras are very essential for the aquatic animals behavior studies, if we are doing that in the natural ecosystems. But you can do the same if it is in the laboratory experiment. You don't need a underwater camera. Maybe you just need the mobile camera. That will be more than enough. But if you are doing it night time, like 24 hours, you are capturing the video of the animal's behavior, then you should not disturb the animals in their night time. So you definitely need an IR camera, and a surveillance IR camera will be more than enough, and it will be in a budget of 10,000 to 15,000 INR. So that will not be that much maybe costly, like other research that is happening all over the world. And some people are working on the migrations patterns and all. At that time, we will use the uh, RFID tags, maybe sometimes GPS trackers, to find out the migrations pattern. And during my master's program in UK, one of my senior who was doing her PhD at that time did the entire behavior of the shark. So she tagged the animal with some geotags, and the tracker she implemented on the animal. Then she will send the animal back to the ecosystem or the marine ecosystem, and then they will gather a lot of data. And that sensors, it will have a lot of sensors, not only the tracking its path, but also other sensors for the temperature and other sensors for the salinities, and a camera to see where they are moving. And we can study how they are interacting, how the animals is interacting with the another co animals, or maybe with the same cohort animal, or maybe the configures. So, in the traditional methods, we can study the fish schooling, and in which the researchers will manually count the individuals' numbers and measure the angle between the fishes to analyze the schooling patterns and cohesion. And in an aquarium, maybe if we have 10 or 15 fishes, they were they know the number actually there, and also find out the angle, how they are, especially the gender base, like if the males and female, whether they are interacting well, or if within the males sometimes they will be showing some aggression for the space, or maybe for the shelter, or maybe for the mate as well. And in case of the crab experiments, we are doing normally with the shelter, providing a shelter for them to hide, and this shelter is supporting the animal to escape from the predator. If we have maybe a 15 individual, the weaker individual might be get attacked by the stronger individual, and always the stronger individual will take over the shelter that we provide. So, providing a shelter and the shelter preference is also very important in case of crab's behavior. And some of the research says they prefer some round shaped one, and sometimes they prefers the square shaped shelters. And any dark places is quite favorable for the crabs. And everyone is fascinating to know about the behavior of the dolphin, and because the animal is itself is quite social, and it has some capacity of vocal capacity, and it will interact with the fellow beings or the same cohort through the vocal voices. And these studies are also very important to understand how they are communicating within this terrestrial, no, sorry, actually the aquatic ecosystem. It's not moving. Sorry, wait a second. My computer is stuck. And even though the traditional methods have some advantages, it have limitations too. Some of the strength are, if we observe the data, or if we collect the data from the natural environment, we will get a broad understanding of the behavior, and it will give a broad context on how the animals behave in this in their ecosystems. And also it have more ecological validity than the laboratory experiments. And also it will give a deep understanding about the animals behavior, and how the animals is interacting with each other from the humans experience itself. Like we will understand directly or lively the behavior of the animal. That is the advantages of the traditional method. And in the modern techniques, by using the cameras and all, it have more advantage that it will not miss anything. Like if we blink our eyes, maybe we will miss something, but in the cameras and all, it will not blink in that way. So we will understand, or we will get more data. That's the advantages of the modern technologies. But the traditional methods have limitations. One limitations I already mentioned, that it is very time consuming for collection the data. If we want a long time data for 1 week or 2 weeks and all, then it's very hard to collect. That's the major disadvantages of the traditional method, or a human observer method of data collections. And earlier I mentioned that there will be a bias or any error by the human observer. That will be an issue, and so we have to observe by maybe one or two people. So the manpower should be more if we want a more accurate results. And the sampling size could be very less. We have the limitations to go and get the samples, especially in case of the migrations patterns and all. If we have the video and we put the video or camera just above the animal, then it will move, and it will give us the maximum data. But as a human observer, we have the limitations to get the maximum sample. And the scalability or large sampling and larger or long time studies is impossible by a single human being, and so the camera are more feasible for that kind of study. So next slides. So the traditional methods have some limitations, and to overcome that one, we will have the machine learning techniques. And we will not completely avoid the traditional methods. We will use some of the traditional methods. Here we will need a scalable, high throughout data for analysis, and that is the advantages of the machine learning. We will not miss anything if we set up our camera perfectly, and if we have a good objectives to study, then the machine learning is the best one. And learning handles a large volume data sets very quickly, and the one of the advantages, it will work very fast and far beyond the manual processing capacity, and the machines will work much faster than the human being. And continuous and long-term monitoring is possible by using the machine learning, and that's why we are using the machine learning techniques. And it will enable automated analysis for constant data streams without any error. That's also another advantages of the machine learning techniques. And another thing is we can reproduce the data, and also it will be very objectifying the sample that we need. Though those things are very advantages of the machine learning techniques. So it will reduces the bias by the observer or the human, and the algorithm will provide us the identifications and the quantifications. So in case of the human being, sometimes if we do the analysis in the natural environment, maybe we will miss interpret some animal, or sometimes we will miss some animals whenever it's migrate. But in the video and in the machine learning techniques, whenever we captures all the video, and the machines will accurately identify as well as quantify the videos or the animals in it. And the problem with the machine learning is we need to teach the machines what to do. So that will be the difficult part for most of the people who is working on these machine learning techniques. So in the machine learning techniques, we will have, or we can have, two different kind of data. So one is a supervised data, and another one is a unsupervised data. So supervised data is nothing but a data with the labels. For an example, if I am studying the shrimp and its behavior, and I have a group of shrimps in it, a 15 shrimps, and I want to divide them, the males and females, or I want to identify each of them to see their behavior, I need to tag them. Some of you might be familiar with the tagging the animal. So, if the shrimp or the lobster or the crabs are big enough, then it is easy for us to label by using some tags and give them the accurate names, or sometimes we will give them some color on the top. So, that color should not be actually a harm to the animal, but we will give them small colors, synthetic colors, to identify the individual. So, that kind of data, that kind of video records, we can say is it is a labeled one, and it's a supervised data. And the unsupervised data are the one without any labels in it. So if our animals is too tiny to tag, or too tiny to give any color, for example, if we are studying the behavior of the zooplanktons, or maybe if we study the behavior of one of the zooplankton like copepod. My professor, he did behavior of copepods in 1970s from USA and Boston University. So uh, that time they studied the behavior of one zooplankton, or one individual each. But if we want to study the behavior of two or more zooplankton at a time, like a male and female copepods, then it will be tricky for us, and we cannot tag them either, as well as we cannot color them. So whenever it comes to a tiny organism, then what we need to do, we can use some of the machine learning techniques, and we will use the unlabeled data to analyze the video. So here in the earlier slides I mentioned that it will help us to identify and the quantification, right? So the machines can identify the male as well as identify the female, and then they will detect which one is a male and which one is a female, and then according to that they will analyze the movement, or maybe analyze the behavior of the animal within that video. So actually, this machine learning is quite a deep learning techniques in which they will have some of the neural networks in the behavioral analysis, and we have some of the tools to do it, and some of them are very expensive, like Ethno XT 15, I think the latest versions, Ethno TX15. That's approximately 5 to 6 lakhs rupees for that software, and so it is quite impossible for a beginner to start with that kind of software. That softwares have a lot of advantages, like it will give a hand like a beginner friendly. It will be very easy to analyze and easy to get the data. We don't need to train the video. We don't need to do anything. But we have some of the open software, and one of the open software is Deep Lab Cut, and another one is the ID Tracker AI, and another one is a Social Leap. And this one, sorry, this one is a Social Leap, and this is the Deep Lab Cut software, and then this one is the ID Tracker AI. Sorry, let me spotlight it. Can you see that? Yeah, this one is the Social Leap software to study the behavior of animals, a group of animal. If you are studying a 15 to 20 animals in a single tank, and have the video, then you can use the Social Leap software to analyze the video, even it is a unsupervised data. And also Deep Lab Cut, and this is the one which I am using now, the Deep Lab Cut, and earlier I used the ID Tracker AI also. And both of the softwares can be run in the Python and Anaconda platforms. So here, the things that you need to keep in mind is you definitely need a video that have a good quality. The quality of the video is very important whenever you do the analysis in the machine learning, or by using some these kinds of software, because especially the study of the aquatic animals, the video will not be that much clear if you turn on the tube on the top, and you are capturing the video. Sometimes the reflections of the light will be a big issue in your video, so you have to avoid all those things, and the video should be very clear to do the video analysis. Otherwise there will be a lot of error will comes in the analysis. And another point is, whenever you set your camera, then there should not be any distortion, and the focusing and everything should be very proper. And here you can see mice in it, right? So here they are mostly working on the mice and or the rat behavior, in which this software help us to understand the movement, not only the movement, but also its maybe its leg movement. So it is this software is more sophisticated, as well as the software is more complicated to work on. Like this is one of the point, and this one is another point, and here you can see the different points in this rat image, right? So if you want to understand how its mouth is moving and how its mouth actions is take place in, so you can give a mark over here. And also here the leg is there, and if you want to understand its walking pattern, then this one can be used. So this is a pose estimation, or we will have the pose, and from that pose then we will get a video of its movement and all the data will comes as Excel sheet, as well as maybe you will get the graph also, But what I believe is taking the data from the Excel sheet is far better, because sometimes the graphs will be in the pixel. So you have to make that graphs and all to understandable to the scientific community whenever you publish it. So um, after the video analysis, whenever you get the positions of the animal, it will be in an Excel sheet, and this Excel sheet have to convert into the graphs. So we will not get actual time of each frame. It is quite difficult at first, but after that it will be very easy. So I will give you a small example. If you have a video of 10 minutes and your video is recording at a frame rate of 30 minutes per second, then you will have uh, 30 frames in a second. So in maybe in 10 minutes you will have 18,000 frames. So you have to analyze all these 18,000 frames to understand the behavior of the animals in that 10 minutes. Okay, so if you are studying for a, just think, if you are studying for a 24 hours, then it will be a lot of frames, right? So these frames cannot be analyzed manually. That's when we use the machine learning to do it. And here in my case I have a 10 minutes videos, as well as I have continuous videos for 14 days. So that's why I'm using this deep lab cut software to study the behavior of the animals over the 2 week of time. So once we have the recorded video, then we will actually I will just explain you the installation process. If you went to the deep lab cut website, then there will be a detailed descriptions on the installations of the software. And after once the software is installed, you can just insert your video into it. And after that you have to train the machine, and the training the missions is a very harder process, and is time consuming. And maybe you need a support of a supercomputer sometimes, but not all the time the supercomputers. You can use a normal computer with a 16 to 32 GB RAM, and strongly recommended to have one NVIDIA graphics card plus 8 or 16. So you might know some people are using the graphics card for the gaming. So you can use this same graphics card for the video analysis also. So once we have the GPU or graphical processing unit, then the processing time will be reduced substantially. Uh, Earlier, when I did my work with my normal computer without a GPU, it took 8 hours to complete one video analysis. But after having my latest NVIDIA GPU, then it will take maybe 20 minutes to complete one 10 minutes video analysis. And you have to train the video at once at first, but after that it is okay, you don't need to train it again and again. So if you have a 20 videos of 10 minutes, and the first 10 minutes first 10 minutes you analyze that video, or you train the machines on the animal, like what are the things that you need to do, or different annotations, like if you want to see the crab's claw and its movement, you just mark two claws. And then if you want to see its whole body movement, just mark that one also, and then train that entire video for me until it's gives, until the machines is learned on what to do. And after once the machines is learned, then it is quite easy. You can upload as much as videos you want, and the machines will automatically give the results as per your training. So the data that you observe, data that you are getting is will be in a pixel format mostly, and also the graphs will be there, and also they will give you the a video of the movement with your marks or the annotations. And also it will give an Excel sheet with the frame names. Okay, so if you have 18,000 frames and its position, the animal positions in 18,000 frames will be in an Excel sheet. And these Excel sheet you have to convert into the time, and then only you can draw a graph of time versus its movement. And after that, you have to do some of the mathematical equations to find out the speed, velocity, and accelerations, and all those things. So I will take a class or a sessions exclusively for the deep lab cut installations, and maybe I will try to do one sample of data analysis in the future session. Okay, otherwise it will be a long talk. So ID Tracker AI is much easier than the deep lab cut, in which we will open this in the uh, we can open that directly in the Python, and then we can run this software. It have one template, and in which we just need to upload, and then we need to track it very easily. So some of the other softwares are also there, but I don't mentions here, because I don't want to include those softwares. Maybe some of them are expensive or paid one, but these are open software. You don't need to pay in any single penny for these ones. So some other technologies are this one, tools and technologies are this one for the machine learning. So we have some challenges in aquatic animal machine learning applications. First one, as I mentioned, the image quality. Image quality is very important. If the image is not good enough, then all your work is damaged, or you will not get any good results. So the major problem is arise whenever we do the experiments in the natural environment, because we cannot control the water qualities over there. But if it is in the laboratory experiments, we can maintain it. And in the natural environment, the turbidity and maybe the low light and the reflections, that will degrade the quality of the video, and it will make some errors, and it will also make the detections very harder. And as I mentioned in the previous slides or previous slide, I mentioned that we have to train the data, and actually the model require a large data. And if the data is very large, then the quality of the predictions or the model will be very good. And well labeled data sets is needed for some of the machine learners, like ID tracker. If you have the actual labeling, then it is good. But for the ID tracker AI, deep lab cut, you don't need any actual labeling. You can label them separately after you have the data, and once before you start the analysis, you can label them as much, I mean, like you want. So if you have a 15 individual, or if you have 100 individual, you can track them without any pre-labeled data sets. And if you went to the YouTube of ID trackers channel, you can see their studies on the fish larva, and there are hundreds of fish larva they are analyzing, and that movement is also they mentioned there. If I get enough time, then I will show you that one. So another part I already mentioned, the hardware consistency, or the issue with the hardware. One is we need a good computer with a good graphics card to run the particular softwares. Maybe for the ID tracker AI we don't need, but for the deep lab card it's more deep learning, so we need a good GPU, and also good memory storage. All those things are very important. So here in the crab cannibalism, that what I am doing, and in the crab cannibalisms and activity in the traditional methods, we will manually scoring, that what my professor did in earlier times, to see the aggressions and counters via direct observations of the video. And they went and dive in the vent area, and they captured the video. And one professor next to my lab is also did the same. So I asked him actually once, when they studied on the behavior of the same crab that I'm studying. I asked him how they did. Then he said it was a visual record. So and that video is the visual recording or traditional method, and it is very time consuming, and also very subjective. And in case of ML or machine learning, so it is quite automatic detections of the movements and the patterns, and the cannibalism event can be easily detected from the video analysis, and it's very fast and it's very objective, and it is scalable for a large data set. Like if I am observing the crab for 14 different days, 14 whole days video record will be there. And the another advantage of the machine learning is that uh, we can uh, we can just train once and we can leave our computer there and the machine will give the results, so we can do any other works, or if you are writing the papers or if you are doing some other kind of work, then that you can do. uh, that's the advantages of the machine learning. You don't need to be there in persons and record all the event that is take placing, and you will not miss anything during the machine learning analysis. And fish schooling behavior, and the earlier times the ethnograms combined with the manual angle measurements to describe the quantifying the schooling pattern of the fishes, and then the human error will be there, as well as it is time consuming. And in case of the fish schooling, we can use the post estimations and AI driven analysis that automated tracking of individuals and capture the complex grouping behavior and effectively and accurately. So the deep lab cut is a software that helps for the post estimation. For fish schooling behavior, we can use that particular software to understand the schooling behavior of the fish. And also this this is called automatic after once we train the machine accurately. And if you study the social behavior, one of the social behavior schooling is one of the social behavior. So if you study the social behavior, then that is also possible by using this machine learning techniques. And if you study the animal by zoning, giving different zonations within the tank. Sometimes you cannot give a zone within the tank because it will disturb the animals and it will be in the stress, and then the traditional methods cannot be used at that time. For example, if you want to know how long this fish or the crab or any animals is spending in a particular place of the tank, then uh, then it is harder in a traditional way. But in the machine learning, you just capture the video and you can zonation. You can set up the video, or you can set up the coordinates within the video in a way that maybe the left hand side is the place where I want to study, or the left right hand side where I want to study. For example, here maybe for more clear understanding, here the fishing behavior, right? If you want to see whether the fish is spending more times on the corner or at the center, then during the machine learning analysis you can annote here one point, here one point, and here one point. And if the fish is outside of that one, then you can say is okay, the fish is spending more time outside of that particular annotations that you have given. Or you can say, oh okay, this fish is spent around 15 minutes or more than 15 minutes, or this percentage of time in the corners. Otherwise you can say is the fish is spent more times in the center of the tank. That kind of thing can be easily done by using the machine learning techniques. And maybe if you have one mirror, actually mirror is normally we are using for the aggression analysis in case of the crabs and another animal. Because if you place a mirror over here and a crab or fish is there, they will see their reflections and they will think that that is a counterpart or the one who is going to attack that animal. So they will so sometimes the aggression towards the mirror. So maybe you will have your mirror here, and maybe you can give two annotations here, and you can measure how long they spent nearer to the mirror. And you can say is yeah, the fish or the animals is spend more time next to the mirror that means the animals is very strong and aggressive towards its counterparts. So if the animals is withdrawing from their place or this location and spends more times here, you can also conclude that the animal is not that much aggressive and he want to avoid a conflict, so he spent most of the times away from the mirror. So So another one is a coral fish interactions, and this one can also be analyzed by using the machine learning or machine learning driven face recognition. So identify individual fish like different maybe clone fish and all that can be done automatically if once you train your machines properly. And also you can enable tracking without any physical tagging. That's the advantages of the machine learning. And behavior classifications without any human bias. And from the beginning of this lecture itself I said the machine learnings have the advantages of non-bias of the human activity. So that logarithm will works properly if you give the data and if you give the instructions to the machine properly, then your results will be accurate. There will not be any issue in it. And also the shark movements, and maybe earlier in the sessions I mentioned that one of my senior were working on the shark and its movements in the Jersey or the Channel Islands. And yeah, GPS tracking and plus machine learning pattern recognitions, and it will combines the location data with the machine learnings to identify hunting behavior and also the movement patterns automatically. So we will put some sensors including the camera on the top of the big animals or big mammals to identify or study this behavior. And sometimes we understand the locations, or maybe you have seen the news, yeah, the whales is there and whales is moving this place and it is presently migrating towards this end. Sometimes they use the trackers and sometimes they will put some trackers on the animal's top whenever they find it for the first time to identify where they are going in the deep oceans. Okay, so the machine learning have that kind of advantages of studying longer period, and it will have a lot of data and also can help to study something remotely. If you have a tag and if you have the videos that is on the top of the animal, you can remotely assess that through the clouds, and you can assess its different behavior, especially the hunting, its mating, where they are going at different seasonal, and its migration, and whether they are having some uh, whether they have affected by some of the disease or maybe whether they were wound, so we can help the animal also. And nowadays the devices are quite smaller, not like earlier it was big, like earlier it was too big to carry the animals and it will hinder the animals on its normal behavior. But nowadays everything is very tiny. Maybe the trackers are too tiny, and also the cameras are also too tiny, so it is very easy nowadays to collect the data for a long period of time by using the machine learning techniques and also the advanced AI or computer knowledge. And the manual analysis is a time intensive and subjective, and while machine learning is a faster and more consistent and also scalable behavior for interpretations. And octopus behavior. If you look into the animal behavior studies, most of the studies will be focused on the dolphin and sometimes the shark and maybe the crabs and also the cephalopods animals or the octopus. Why people are working on that one, the bigger animal, because it's easier to study, and also these animals are very important to study because of their ecological as well as economical significance. So in the traditional method, like earlier, the visually they will observe and especially camouflage patterns and the signaling behavior, and which can be subjective and very time consuming. But machine learning make the process very easier, and in which the mission we will have the video, and from the video each frame will I just give an example for the 30-second 30 frame per second. Actually, it is not a 30 frame per second all the time. You may know that there's sometimes the 60 frame per second, and sometimes 300 plus frame per second videos are there, more advanced video cameras, and also they're like industrial cameras. So we can also use that kind if you want to study in very detailed study. But for the bigger animals, it will be okay to use as the 30 or 60 will be more than enough to do a basic study. And if you want to study the microscopic organisms, and that's quite interesting topic, and not much people are touching on it, as it is a bit complicated to study. So one of my master students over here, he was working on the copypod behavior, the jumping behavior, and also how they respond to pollutant. This kind of things are very interesting to do in lab, as well as after getting the video in the computer. This is quite easy, and it's very valuable for the scientific community. And all the time that the results that's coming out from these kinds of research is very significant and mostly unknown, and that's why it is novel to science. So there is a more chances of getting acceptance in the journals and all, and everyone is looking for the okay, this is a good one, because we don't know yet this happens in the animals, or this is how the animals is behaving. So rather than the traditional or not traditional taxonomist, or maybe the modern molecular, this have an advantage, this behavior study have an advantages of feasibility, and advantages of easy to get publications. If you did some molecular work nowadays, they will say, oh, okay, this work is maybe 10 or 15 days back already did by so many people. So that is outdated, that will they say. But here, this is quite new area. And as you know, the machine learnings and the computer AI, everything is the post 2000s and post 2010 and all. So it have a bright future ahead. So if any one of you want to explore more on the animal behavior, this is a good option, or a good sector to work on nowadays. Because if you start now, maybe after 15 or 20 years, you will be a master in this field. And maybe the this kind of research is leading by China now. They have a cheaper access to the videos, and maybe cameras, and all the chips and supercomputers, so it is easy for them to do. But in Indian perspective, there are very limited number of people are doing the aquatic animal behavior. I never seen anyone, but maybe any of you might be working on that animal behavior, but I'm not sure. If you know somebody, just let me know as well. Okay, so another one is the marine mammal vocalizations analysis, and that's people are normally doing for a long period of time. We will have, they will record the sound, and then analyze the behavior, and also analyze how the animal acoustics. That's a big branch actually in the Woodhall Institute of Oceanography, and also Cripps Institute. They have a special sessions for the acoustics scoring, and studying that thing of the animal, to understand how the animals is behaving according to the behaving according to different environmental setup. And machine learnings will improve those studies, or is help us to deep study those things. And maybe after these kinds of open software games, it is accessible to more people than earlier. And before my sessions, or no, just before I mentioned about the deep sea deep sorry the ID tracker AI, and another open softwares I mentioned about ethno TX 15 software, that's very expensive. So maybe in Indian context, people will not be doing it, and mostly the Americans or Europeans, they will do or they will buy that software. But now with this kind of open softwares, it is a good opportunity for the peoples like us to do the research with zero money. Okay, I missed the table. So yeah, I missed the table. Okay, sorry. So we can wind up the sessions with the question and answer session. So if you have any queries, then we can deal with it. So here, this was just a comparative table on the machine learning as well as traditional analysis. And in traditional, as you know, it was time consuming and the speed of analysis very low and the data volume can be very less, and all those things were in that table, and just a comparisons of what we mentioned earlier. So if you have any doubts or suggestions, then warm welcome, and also I'm open to discussion. And if any one of you want to do some small research on this one, our Eco Foundations will support you and also support you to publish paper. Mm, in good articles, and but the thing is you have to take the videos, and we will help you to analyze the video, if you like to. Or maybe another things that we can do is I'll take you as an intern, or maybe can do some collaborative work on this particular topic. We are happy to help you in that way. So any questions from the participants? Open to questions. Hello. Hello. Hello, any questions? Any doubts? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Eh,
No questions yet today. It's a great session with you.
okay,
And
thank you.
sir, could you make us know about how to use that Python based something? You said 1 minute.
Yeah, the deep lab cut, right? And ID tracker AI.
Yes, yes.
Okay, actually, we will go for a special session on the installation. From the installation onwards, we will go for that one. Okay, no problem. Okay,
Okay,
how to
sir. Okay, sir.
install, or
Could you
yeah.
make it like how to run the code for this uh, motion thing?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will do that. Like, I think it is better to start with the installation process, because that installation process itself is not that much easy for a beginner. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we will do that. Maybe we can give that as a workshop or something. So you can also try to install that within your computer at that time. Okay, what do you think?
Yes, sir. It really awesome.
Oh, okay, thank you. And Advait, he asked me, can you show once more the slide number two and the third? The this one, Advait? Hello, this one or this?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay,
Yes, sir.
this. Okay, this one. Okay. Uh, any questions from this slide, Advait? Advait?
So can you show the next slide once more?
Yeah, maybe. Object, no, this one, right?
Yeah, yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Maybe. Uh, anything? Any doubts?
No, sir, no.
Okay. Thank you. So, anyone else have any doubts? So, so I just want to know who are working on the animal behavior now. Like, if any of you are already working on the aquatic animal behavior, just text me here in the chat box, and also you can communicate with me in the WhatsApp. Any of you? Yes, Sri C. Sri C. Sri Sri or Sri C?
Yes, sir. It's a Sri Simha.
Okay, Sri Simha. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Actually, I just worked on the larval development of these heteroprank slugs and their behavior.
Oh, okay.
Heteroprank
Yes.
Sri slugs, sir.
Yeah, it is. Pardon.
Sir,
Pardon me. Pardon me. I don't hear you properly.
sir, I was worked on heteroprank Sri slugs, larval development and embryonic development,
Okay.
and
So you.
their behavioral studies.
Okay. So how do you done that?
Actually, I went with the manual observation and the lab-based culture of those heteroprank slugs.
Okay.
And currently, I'm improving my work furthermore.
Okay. So are you pursuing a PhD or master's?
No, sir, I a recent graduate from masters.
Okay, great. Great to know. And do you have the video recording of the behavior?
Yes, sir, but very short bits of them. Uh,
Okay. 5 minutes, maybe five to.
no, sir, I need to check once.
Okay, no problem. Because this kind of the larval development and all is very good. Like maybe in the manual observation there will be small errors. I'm not saying your research is bad, but there will
Yes, sir,
be.
absolutely. Like
Mm,
for the manual observation, like these larvae are very minute.
yes.
And coming to their developmental structures, observation is very difficult to with the naked eyes. And I use microscopic techniques
Mm,
and advanced microscopes for monitoring all those.
yeah. Actually, do you have the microscopic camera? So
Yes, sir.
yeah, okay. If your lab have the microscopic setup or camera, then if you can record for a long time with that camera, then we can have a good quality image. And that camera might have more than 100 or 120 frame per second, or maybe more than that, 300. I'm not sure about the specifications of your camera that you used, but even the small lava or the copypods can be analyzed very easily by using these techniques, techno or machine learning. Okay, yeah, it is, at first it will be very hard, but whenever you study more, it will be more easy. Like you are just finished your masters now, so you have enough time to get into this field. Okay, all the very
Yes, sir.
best.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sure. Thank you.
yeah. And where are you from? Sri Simha.
Actually, I'm from Andhra Pradesh, India, sir.
Oh, okay, Andhra Pradesh. Okay.
But my masters I did from Pondicherry University, Port Blair campus.
Port Blair campus. Yeah, yeah. I know the Port
Yes, sir.
Blair campus. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. All the very
Yeah.
best.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. And who was your guide?
My guide was Dr. Padmavati, ma'am.
Okay, okay, Dr. Patmavati. Oh,
Uh,
is she working
she's
on
currently
the
working as HOD of the Department of Ocean Studies and Marine Biology.
Okay. Nice to know. So, is she working on the behavior, aquatic animal behavior?
She worked on plankton development and behavioral studies.
Wow, that's good. Okay, because I
She
was
did
not
double
aware that.
double PhDs.
Okay. So, is she going to attend the Kolkata conference? Can you just confirm with her once? Maybe I can meet her once.
Sir, I will ask her tomorrow and I will let you know.
Okay, because there is one animal behavior conference in Kolkata on 25th of August to 31st of August. Actually, I'm going to attend that program. So if she is there, then I can just meet her because I'm really interested to know somebody from India who is working on the animal behavior, especially the aquatic. There are a
Okay,
lot
sir.
of people from. Yeah,
I will
okay.
let you know by tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I
sir.
hope you have my number, right? In the
Yes, sir.
group.
I had. I had.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, anyone else have any queries? Hello? I hope there are no more questions from the participants. If you have any doubts, you can text me in the chat, like here in the chat box as well as in the WhatsApp. I'm open for the research, and I'm also open for discussion. Not really regarding the aquatic animal behavior, but also if you want to know something on the plastics pollution, like microplastics, or maybe some any environmental toxicology, everything. Okay, we are open to do the research with the youngsters like you. Okay, and also with the established people. We are always open. Okay, thank you very much for joining today's session, and I hope all of you enjoy, and we will come back with our another session maybe after a couple of weeks. Okay, nice to meet you all. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, sir.